All right, Gemini, it's bonus time. What I am doing when I do bonus readings is I'm looking for details that I missed or just totally left out of the main monthly reading. So if you would like to find out how to schedule a personal reading, please look in the description of this video. Please read that description very carefully. There are scammers and impersonators all over the internet pretending to be me and other tarot card readers on YouTube. Just be very careful and don't get scammed. Always check the description of my videos. If it's not in the description of my videos, it's not me. Don't get scammed, okay? All right, let's jump into this. Let's get a quick past, present, and future for December. Let's pull up some more details that I may have missed, or maybe some more important points that Gemini needs to hear, universe. More important details that Gemini needs to hear. Let's see. Uh-oh, 9 of Cups reversed. So it was a codependency connection that you were dealing with. Some of you were just feeling really, really lonely and empty. Hang on, it's not ready yet. Oh, there it goes. Okay, one more. All right. Okay, oh, with the 6 of Swords here, being the overall energy. So regardless of what comes through the reading here, I kind of do feel like you are making the decision to move forward and move on from this. Yeah, you connected with somebody in the past who was afraid of commitment. Yeah, they were afraid of commitment. For whatever reason, this person made the decision to be with you, but they never really communicated the fact that they were actually afraid of commitment. So, yeah. They made a decision to be with you, but they didn't know if it was the right decision because they weren't 100% committed to it. Not 100%. Some of you know this, like it's blatantly obvious now looking back, but I know there's some of you out there who they fooled you. They completely and totally fooled you, and you thought that they were committed to it. You had no idea because they didn't communicate it. They didn't communicate their fear of commitment. Okay, creeping up into the present moment. I do see that there is a part of you, you are walking away from this currently, but there's a part of you still wondering if you'll ever hear from them again. I don't see you open up and expressing any emotion towards this person. Most people around you probably don't even really know how you feel about it. So yeah, you were dealing with somebody. I think the more reflecting that you do, you're starting to reflect on it, thinking back, that's one of the first things that we always do, whenever something goes wrong. We spend a period of time thinking back and trying to pick out the red flags, I should have known when he said that he lived in his mom's basement. I should have known that one time he said he was going to do this, but did that instead. I should have, you know what I mean? We go back and we try to look for red flags. And I think looking back, this person was very inconsistent and just may have talked a real good game possibly. And maybe you just swept that right under the rug. Creeping up into the future, you're connecting with somebody new. You are connecting with somebody new. I see you're having a hard time being alone with yourself. Some of you are having a really hard time being alone with yourself with the Hermit and the 9 of Cups both reversed. Okay, this energy is risky. It's a very risky energy. I'll spare you of that lecture. But all I will tell you is the energy of not wanting to be alone with yourself is a dangerous energy. Very dangerous, especially to a new connection. But I do see you connecting with somebody new, though. I do. Could be a Leo for some of you. Let's take a look really quick at the past person's feelings. Their true feelings and intentions. How do they really feel about you? Ooh, the Devil card. Okay. So I'm kind of feeling like this person is mainly concerned about sex-based connections. Maybe that's all it really was to begin with when the two of you got together, was a sex-based connection. They do want to talk to you. They do want to talk to you, but I don't think that they want to connect with you emotionally. I feel like they want to talk to you because they wouldn't mind hooking up with you. But they're holding back. They're holding back, and they're too afraid to come forward for whatever reason. They are very aware that you're still in love with them. They're very aware of that. They want you to think that they're completely over it. And that's funny because I'm not convinced that they were ever truly in love with you to begin with, but whether they were or they weren't, they really want you to think that they're over it. They feel unfinished business, though. They do feel unfinished business, but as much as they do want to talk to you, they're not coming forward because they feel like it would be nothing but conflict between the two of you if they did. Let's get the advice. What's the advice? What advice do we have? What's the advice? Okay, the King of Swords in the reverse. Okay. So just know that if you do communicate with this person, I do see them trying to probably play mind games with you. They very well may try to psychologically manipulate you. Yeah, start new and start fresh. Now, again, it's very risky and dangerous to jump into a new relationship while you're still broken. It's not a guaranteed deal breaker, but like I always say, you're not guaranteed if you drive your truck across a frozen lake, you're not guaranteed to break through the ice, but do you want to take that chance? The chance is still there, So, yeah, I'm feeling like you need to get closure of some sort. You need to get closure of some sort, whether you and this person have a conversation in which you will need to set some strong boundaries and not let them manipulate you. Or if you don't think it's a very good idea, then you're going to have to go through the process in your own heart of closing this out and healing yourself, okay? So I tell my personal clients this all the time, but you are the one who is responsible for assigning meaning to your life experiences. You're the one that does that. That's up to you. Nobody else can do that for you. The problem is most people don't bother. Two people come together, then they separate, and then your average person just does everything in their power to forget about it and let go of it. Well, that is unfinished business, which creates what? Karma. Karma. So, if you are the one who is responsible for assigning meaning to your life experiences, how do we get off the karmic wheel? It's up to you to either find out the meaning behind why that happened or create a meaning as to why that happened. What you have to do is you have to link that experience to something positive. And yes, you can if you really want to. Oh, yes, you can. You have to want to. You have to want to believe that that situation happened in order for something good to happen. That's your perception that decides all this. If you're one of those negative people, glass is half empty, you see a problem for every solution, you might struggle with this. I'm just telling you right now. Because your perception, whatever you are tuned into is what you're going to experience. So if all you're tuned in is the negative with every situation, there's lots of people like that. You know one. I know you do. You know that one person that all they focus on is the negative. And that's why their life sucks so bad. But if you retrain your brain to focus primarily on the positive, that's when things start turning around. Let's take a look at the next person coming in. Next person coming in. Who is the next person coming into Gemini's life, universe? Who's the next person coming in? Let's get some details on the next person coming in. 7 of Wands in the reverse. Okay. So you might kind of notice in the very beginning that this person is guarded. I don't think that'll last very long, though. I don't think that'll last too long. Yeah, when the two of you very first, could be somebody at the workplace for some of you. You could end up in a workplace relationship, but yeah, this person may be kind of closed off and like a little bit cold and withdrawn at first. I don't think that's going to last too terribly long. Not really. There's a lot of potential for long-term commitment. This person may be a little bit emotionally immature. That may be the problem. They just really don't know how to properly express their feelings, you know? And of course, there's heartbreak. There's definitely heartbreak. You could be carrying previous heartbreak into this new connection. They could be carrying previous heartbreak into this new connection, or both of you could be. But there's definitely some healing that needs to be done between the two of you, with the 10 of Swords in the reverse. But aside from all that, I feel like the next person coming in makes you feel very relaxed. You're not feeling that. See, when you're dealing with somebody that you can actually trust, it's weird because it doesn't feel like when you're dealing with somebody you can't trust, you feel that throughout your whole body. I mean, it's a tangible feeling. And the sad thing is, most people have never actually met somebody that they can genuinely trust. So they become used to that feeling. And they think, well, that's just normal. No, it's not. On that occasion, when somebody comes into your life that you can genuinely trust, it feels physically different. And I'm not even saying touching them, just like the physical feeling that you feel throughout your body when you're around this person and talking to them is different. Now, your ego may be chattering like crazy, like, oh, what if they're lying about this? What if they do that? What if they're lying about that? And this and that. But you don't feel that tight, clenching feeling in the pit of your soul, you know? I think that's one of the things that you're starting to notice is that there's a very relaxing vibration between you and this person. Let's see their true intentions. Let's see their true intentions. What is it they're really wanting with you? This connection? Ooh, see, this person's emotionally independent. They don't want to depend on a relationship for their happiness. So that may be another thing that freaks you out a little bit, especially if all you've ever been in is codependency connections. That may feel kind of funny at first. May catch you off guard. Oh, the Tower card though. Yeah. Okay. So I don't feel like they are going back to a past person. If whenever this happens, if you're wondering, are you going to ghost me for your ex? I don't think so. I do feel like anything that came to an end in the past, they are abandoning it and leaving it behind. They may have an issue with wanting to avoid conflict though. You may kind of notice that this person is damaged, you know, because whoever they were dealing with in the past, maybe there was a lot of conflict. They may feel like they constantly have to walk on eggshells and you're like, yo, chill, relax, it's cool, you know? So definitely a broken person, but I don't think that they have bad intentions. When I look at their intentions, what I'm looking for is some bullshit, you know? Are they lying to you, breadcrumbing you, stringing you along, that kind of thing? I'm not seeing any of that here. I'm not. Let's get the advice. What's the advice? Ooh, the Knight of Coins. Just proceed with caution. Just proceed with caution, you know? And I'm not saying be all paranoid and freaked out and drive yourself nuts. Just move forward with this person at a normal, respectable pace, you know? Like, don't try to jump in too quick and be married next week. That's stupid. That's stupid. You all know that you've seen that person on Facebook who was single last week and engaged the week. You know, it's like, dude, what are you doing? None of that silly shit. Just common sense. Maintain a positive outlook. Okay? Don't sit around driving yourself nuts, conjuring up worst case scenarios in your mind. That the more you do that, the more you are breathing life into that timeline and increasing the chance that it will manifest. Okay? All right, general messages. Let's get some general messages for Gemini. What general messages do we have for Gemini, universe? General messages. Ooh, the Judgment. Okay. So some of you are sitting and wondering whether or not you're on the right path, whether or not you are where you're supposed to be, whether or not you're living your life's purpose. Look, there is no sense in driving yourself nuts asking yourself those questions, okay? I'm not saying that none of us ever end up heading in the wrong direction, okay? But by and large, the universe has you by the hand, okay? You're like a little 2-year-old, and the universe is your mom, you know? Sometimes you take off running, they're like, hey, come here, come here. And yeah, every now and then you keep on running, but eventually your mom's not gonna let you run out into traffic. The universe is not, you would have to fight hard, okay? If you're ever wondering whether or not you're on the right path, yes, you are. There is no right path, wrong path, but there is a general direction. You know, if you're ever wondering what your life's purpose is, which one? We don't come here with just one purpose, okay? We don't want to reduce every experience that we've had in our life down to just one little reason why we're here. It drives me nuts when people ask me that. You know, what's my life's purpose? I'm like, what makes you think you're not already living it? You know? Shit, I remember when I was homeless, living under a bridge. Don't you think that was my life's purpose? I do. Trust me, everything is exactly the way it is supposed to be. Okay? Some of you may be questioning that, though. Some of you just don't feel like you have any options available to you. Like maybe you're thinking about wanting to start a business or go find a new job or whatever the case may be financially, and you just don't feel like there's any options. I feel like you're putting a lot of limiting beliefs on yourself. There's options everywhere. Everywhere. See, we put those limiting beliefs on ourselves, but at the end of the day, it's not that there's not options. It's just there's things that we're not willing to do. You know what I'm saying? And I always try to steer around this, but I'm really feeling like heartbreak, you know, from your love life and vibrational baggage from your love life is carrying over into other areas and aspects of your life. Especially those of you who still haven't moved on from a past person. That energy, you may not think that affects your finances. Yes, it does. Oh, yes, it does. Okay. Luckily, though, I feel like you have a lot of energy supporting you. Okay. A lot of energy supporting you. So for those of you who are actually on a path taking action towards bettering your finances, keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. Don't give up. Keep doing what you're doing. All right, let's get some general advice. I know I threw some advice into that spread, but it wasn't as detailed of a spread as I normally like, so I just threw some of my own personal advice in there. Let's see the advice that the cards have. What's some general advice for Gemini universe? Focus on your finances. Focus on your financial goals, especially if you're healing from heartbreak. Okay? Now, no, that is not the end all be all, and that's not going to heal you. But if you can figure out how to channel the energy properly, set a goal. Part of the healing process is developing a relationship with yourself. That is a huge part of the healing process. The taking action towards any goal is a really good way to help develop a better relationship with yourself. So if you know how to hone in on this energy, set a goal. I don't care what it is. It can be something big and major, like I want to make 6 figures next year. Or it could be something little and petty. I want to buy my dream car, or I just want to save up an extra 10 grand or something like that. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Set a goal, and the process of taking action towards accomplishing this goal really helps you strengthen the relationship you have with yourself. And again, that's not the end all be all, but that will rapidly speed up the healing process. Okay? Only control what you actually have control of. Like, we were born into and brought up in a system that has pretty much programmed us to use our energy against ourselves. Okay? We're constantly trying to control the things that we have no control of, and the things that we do have control of, we tend to just kind of let those things fall to the wayside, when it's the other way around. The other way around, okay? And I was just telling a client this earlier today. If at any given time you're wondering, like, should I go look for a new job? Or should I continue to sit around and wait on this person? Or should I cut this person out of my life? Here's what you do. Take a step back and let go. Take a step back and let go. This right here is a good way to test what the universe wants for you. So what would happen if I was to take a step back and let go of this job? Would my boss be like, all right, fuck them, let's hire somebody new? Oh, okay. No, maybe it's time to go find another job then. Or would my boss be calling me and begging me, please come in, I can't lose you as an employee? Oh, okay, well, maybe the universe wants me here for a little bit longer. That person, you're wondering whether or not you should keep them around. What would happen if you take a step back and totally let go of this person? If you take a step back and let go of this person and they drift away, it's time for them to go. Very simple. Very simple. Okay? Now, I know that it gets deeper and more convoluted than that. Because some of you could have somebody who's very toxically leeching off of you, and you're really feeling like you need to set boundaries and cut them out of your life. That's a totally different topic for a different video. Just generally speaking, what would happen if I take a step back and let go? Whatever would happen, maybe I should let that happen. Maybe I should. Maybe I should let this whatever it is come crashing and burning and come to an end. Maybe. I'm tired of holding the tower up. I just don't have the strength anymore to hold it up. And then that, like I said, that is a really good way to communicate with the universe. Really good way. Really good way. We need to learn 2 things. I tell people this all the time. 2 things. When the universe says yes, and when the universe says no. If every human on this planet could wake up and learn those 2 things, most of your problems would disappear. Okay? All right, I feel like those were the messages that my Gemini friends needed to hear. So I am going to go ahead and end this video here. Thanks again so much for tuning in and playing along. I greatly appreciate all the love and the support and the positive feedback you guys show me every time I get on here and do this. Makes my job worthwhile here on YouTube, y'all. I greatly appreciate you. Don't forget to look in the description of this video if you would like to find out how to schedule a personal reading. I'm out of here now, y'all. Thanks again for tuning in. I'll see you sometime between now and the rest of all eternity. Stay blessed.